previous class we learned about plants on hills and mountains, plants in plains, plants in hot and damp areas. So today we are going to learn about plants in marshes. So today we are going to learn about plants in marshes. So in marshes, how does the soil will be? The soil will be very sticky, very clayey, and it has plenty of water in marshy areas. In marshy areas, the soil is very sticky, clayey, and the soil has plenty of water. What do you mean by plenty? Plenty is nothing but more water. See, in marshy areas the soil is very sticky, clayey, and it has plenty of water. Such areas, what do we call that areas? Such areas are called swamps. Such areas are called as swamps. In marshy areas, the soil will be very sticky, very clayey, and it has plenty of water. And such areas are called as swamps. What do we call? We call it as swamps. Whereas coming to the mangroves, what do you mean by mangroves? The plants which grow in marshy areas. The plants which grow in marshy areas are called mangroves. The plants which grow in marshy areas are called as mangroves. Whereas coming to the soil, how does the soil will be in marshy areas? In marshy areas, the soil is very sticky, very clayey, and it has plenty of water. Such areas are called as swamps. And what do you mean by mangroves? The mangroves are nothing but the plants which live or grow in marshy areas are called as mangroves. So now coming to the roots. Okay, the roots of the plants. Okay, the roots of the plants. The roots of the plants in marshy areas. How does the roots of the plants in marshy areas? The roots of the plants in marshy areas are unable to get air as it is covered with water. The roots of the plants in marshy areas are unable to get they doesn't get any air. Why they doesn't get any air? As it is covered with water. As just now I said that the soil, okay, how does the soil in marshy areas? It is very sticky, clayey, and it has plenty of water. That is the reason the roots does not get any enough air. So that is the reason. So that is the reason the roots grow out. The roots will grow out to breathe. The roots won't grow under the soil. The roots will grow out to breathe. Okay. These roots doesn't get any air because it is covered with plenty of water. So that is the reason the called as such roots are called as aerial or breathing roots. Aerial or breathing roots. Examples are Sundarban mangroves. Sundarban mangroves are examples of such plants. Whereas coming to the roots do not get any enough air as it is covered with water. So that is the reason all the roots in the marshy areas will grow out to breathe. Such roots are called as aerial or breathing roots. What do you mean by plants in marshy areas? The plants in marshy areas, the soil will be very sticky and it is very clayey and it has plenty of water. Such areas are called as swamps. And what do you mean by mangroves? Mangroves are nothing but the plants which live or grow in marshy areas called as mangroves. And all these roots of the plants in marshy areas are unable to get the enough air. So it is covered with water, and that is the reason all the roots in marshy areas will grow out to breathe. Such roots are called as aerial or breathing roots. Examples are Sundarban mangroves are examples of such plants. The fifth one is plants in desert areas. You all know about desert. Okay, desert is a land which is very hot and dry. Deserts are very hot and dry. There is a little water in the deserts. In the deserts, we can see only the little water. Whereas coming to this deserts are very hot and dry. There is a little water in the desert. How does the plants will grow in the desert areas if the water is not sufficient? So whereas coming to the plants are completely different in desert areas. See, for each and every plant we need more and more water for planting. Whereas coming to the desert areas, they need only little amount of water for the growing. Okay. The plants in desert areas, the plants in desert areas will need little water to grow. Okay. The plants in desert areas will need only the little amount of water to grow. Where these plants will store their food? The plants in desert areas will store their food in thick fleshy stem. Okay, these plants will store their food in thick fleshy stem. Whereas coming to this, the desert are very hot and dry. There is a little amount of water in the desert areas. The plants are very completely different in desert areas, and these plants will need only the little little amount of water to grow. Whereas coming to this food, the plants will store their food in the thick fleshy stem. The leaves of these plants have the shape of sharp spines. All these plants will have the shape of sharp spines. Okay. See, whereas coming to these spines will prevent the loss of soil, loss of water. Thus, the plants retain water. Again, the plants will absorb the water. All these plants will absorb the water. The leaves of these plants have the shape of sharp spines. These spines will prevent the loss of water, and these plants, okay, by preventing this water, again the plants will absorb the water. Examples are cactus, prickly pear. Are such examples the plants which grow in desert areas. See, we all know that the desert areas are very hot and dry. They do not have much water in the desert areas, and all these plants will grow in the desert areas are completely different. And the leaves, coming to the leaves of these plants have the sharp spines. These spines will prevent the loss of water, thus plants will again absorb the water. Such examples are cactus, prickly pear are the examples of this plants which grow in desert areas. So we have been completed about terrestrial plants. In terrestrial plants, on the basis of depending upon the climate and the soil, the terrestrial plants are categorized in plants on hills and mountains,